Okay guys, Jonathan here as usual. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that everything is good with your life and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, today I'm wearing my AC Milan football jersey because today is match day between AC Milan and Napoli in Champions League. So I'm just being a bit superstitious like this. And the jersey is from Rafael Leao, the striker for AC Milan, from Portugal. He's from here, from Almada, because Almada is on the southern border of the Tagus River in Lisbon, so it's from basically it's closer to the place where I live now in Costa Caprica. So yeah, cool. And yeah, I just wanted to say this. I was thinking because you know, I just wanted to shoot this video, and if you read the title, you know that the subject is another one, so I'm not talking about football, but at the same time I noticed that I was wearing this football jersey, and I thought that I never talked about football in this channel, probably because I mean, photography and football are not related, not that much, even though I just wanted to tell you guys that lately I've been I don't know, I've been getting interested in football photography, because I started following a couple guys, a couple Italian guys actually. I'll leave the names here and maybe some photos. One is called Giuseppe Romano and the other one is called Giacomo Cosua, and in my opinion their work is amazing, talking about football photography, because you know, I've always thought that football photography is that kind of thing, you know, like super crisp images of football, the ones that you find in the newspapers or on Instagram posts or this kind of stuff. But these guys took it to another level, in my opinion, and probably also other people, but I discovered these two guys that I'm following, and they are getting me interested in this kind of sports photography that I think that at one point I would like to try it out. Maybe I should buy like a bigger telephoto lens and try to see if there are many like little matches, little football matches around my place. So props to these couple guys that I found on Instagram, because I don't know, I like the fact that they are putting this kind of analog vibe, this kind of vintage vibe feeling into their like sports photography, and in this sense sports photography becomes something else, something more interesting, in my opinion. Not only sport photography, but no, it gets it becomes like richer in emotions, in feelings that you can see through these photos. So I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I like this new wave of sport photography, and probably I think that I will jump on it at one point if I have the occasion. So enough with the football talk, and let's just hope that AC Milan will win tonight and the next round. And I don't know, it will be cool, in my opinion. So let's see how it goes. And yeah, apart from this, guys, today I wanted to talk about something that I don't know, lately I've been thinking a lot about this, and it's related to my favorite camera in general. That unfortunately is not the one that is recording right now, because the one that is recording is my Lumix G80. That is a camera that I basically always use for video works, and it's guys, it's this one. Probably you already know if you follow this channel, the Lumix G80. So basically this is my main photo camera, and now it looks a bit bigger than it actually is, because I mean, I always pair it with the 20mm f1.7 by Lumix, but on top of it I have an ND filter, because last time I used it I used the ND filter as well, so it's still there. And in my opinion, I mean, it looks cool, but still, I mean, it makes the problem that I want to talk about in this video even worse. So basically my problem with this camera is that I love this camera. I just love it. I love the files that it produces. I love, I mean, I'm a Lumix user. I also like the fact, I mean, the sensor that it has, the fact that I can use micro four thirds lenses on it, the fact that I can swap lenses between this camera and the G80 that is recording at this moment. So yeah, the thing is that I really like this camera, and I will find it like hard to separate myself from this camera and search for an alternative. But lately I've been searching for an alternative, because even if I like this camera, even if I love this camera, even if it's actually small, we can say that it's a small camera. I mean, I can't say that it's not a small camera because it is, but it's I mean, it's small, but still it's not like that small. It's not like a camera that you can actually put in your pockets or just carry around with you like that, if you know what I mean. If we are thinking of cameras like the Ricoh GR, for example, series, or the Sony RX100, the Lumix LX100, actually no, because it's as big as this one basically. So I mean, talking about this it doesn't make sense. So basically, if we are thinking of modern cameras for street photography, these cameras usually we can put them in our pockets. We can just carry them around like this. If you have like a small bag, it's not an issue to put these cameras in it usually. But with this camera I'm finding it hard, honestly, because it doesn't fit, of course it doesn't fit in jeans pockets, and that's normal, I think. You don't even have to try, because you already know that it wouldn't fit. So it doesn't fit in jeans pockets, and that's normal. But at the same time, it doesn't fit into jackets pockets, into coats pockets, because it's still larger. I mean, the issue is with the protruding part of the lens, of course, and this is like a very small lens. It's one of the smallest lenses in the Micro Four Thirds lineup, I think. It's called a pancake lens, so there must be like a reason for this name. So this is basically the issue with this camera for me. I don't like just carrying it around. I mean, if I'm just going out to shoot, like in my neighborhood, just going for a walk, I can carry it like this. I can put it over my shoulder, and that's it, and that's good enough for me. But if I'm going out to see some friends, to do something that is not like strictly related to photography, I would like to have it covered in some ways, in order to not have it always hanging like this. Easy as that. So I would like to have a camera that I can put into my jacket's pockets, and this camera doesn't fit for that purpose. So lately I've been considering alternatives. I already mentioned the Ricoh GR. That is an alternative, in my opinion. At the same time, I'm a bit skeptical because of the price, because in my opinion it's a bit overpriced. Also, the older models, you can find a Ricoh GR camera for less than, from what I searched, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know guys, for less than 500 euros, 600 euros, something like that. So it's still money, in my opinion. It's still a certain amount of money, and this camera is cheaper, and I also have to add the fact that I like using this camera. So, and I can also swap lenses with the other camera, something that I couldn't do if I was using, for example, a Ricoh GR camera. Or talking about other street photography cameras that a lot of people are, talking about on YouTube and this kind of stuff. Guys, for example, the Fuji X100 series. They give me the same feeling that I have towards Ricoh GR series. I think that for a point-and-shoot camera that can produce like crazy good files, even if I'm not interested in using like film emulations, because I like shooting raw, so I like actually editing my files on the PC. I like the process behind it, so I'm not interested on that side. Will be more about portability, in my opinion, but at the same time, I don't know, the Fuji X100 series is still bigger than this camera. For example, I took the measurements size, so I know what I'm talking about, and so the issue with the dimension wouldn't be solved using one of these cameras, and still I think that for a fixed lens cameras and blah blah and all the reasons I said before, they are a bit overpriced. Of course, they're not just a bit overpriced. I think that they are even more like overpriced than compared to the Ricoh GR series. So guys, there are not like a lot of alternatives if you want to have something portable always with you. My personal alternative is my Lumix FS3. So that is actually not an alternative, because I usually keep it with me. I usually put it also in the jeans pockets or in the clothes pockets or this kind of stuff, and it stays there. It fits, of course, because it's so tiny. At the same time, guys, it doesn't get me the results that I want to have, if I have to be honest. So I don't know, guys, I've been thinking of changing it, swapping it for a smaller Lumix model in order to use this lens, like the GM1 that is much smaller, the GM5 or the GX800 that is still an alternative that I'm considering. At the same time, the thing is that even if these cameras are a bit smaller, like in length and in height, like this, and they might be a bit smaller, the problem is this. And I mean, it's not easy to find a camera, also in the Lumix lineup and in the Olympus lineup as well, because I mean, they take the same Micro Four Thirds mount, so I could use an Olympus camera as well. And it's not easy to find a camera that is smaller than this in that. So yeah, I don't know, guys. In the end, I just wanted to share these thoughts with you guys in this video, because I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I think that I'm not the only one having these concerns, because Micro Four Thirds was born as smaller, being the sensor smaller, a smaller camera system that allows you to take your cameras around with you and stuff like this. But in my opinion, we got to a point that is, for example, this camera that is, I like the shape of it, I like the color, I like everything about this camera. But I mean, it's hard to create something that is actually smaller than this with this characteristics. So the fact that, for example, it shoots 4K, the sensor is stabilized, so you don't have to bother about using stabilized lenses, so it's cool. It has IBIS and it works pretty well, in my opinion. So it's normal that with these characteristics you can't actually, it's hard to build a camera that is smaller than this, especially considering this factor, that of it. And also this lens, I mean, it's one of my favorite lenses, probably it's my favorite lens, the 20mm f1.7. It's hard to create a 40mm equivalent lens that is smaller than this, because if you pay attention to its shape, I mean, guys, it's small, I can say that it isn't small. So the point of this video is I'm just thinking about something that is not actually easy to have. I would like to have this exact camera but smaller, and this camera already exists, and I think that it's not the main concern of Panasonic to create a camera that is exactly the same thing as this one but smaller. So yeah, I don't know. I made this video to talk about this subject, but actually I still didn't find an answer. I don't know, guys, if you have any advices for this subject, if you're shooting Micro Four Thirds and you found like a better alternative, or I don't know how you deal with this kind of stuff. I think that in the end, the solution for this problem will be, I don't know, buying a camera bag. Because I already have like a photography backpack actually, that is awesome, that I really like, but still I'm not taking it with me, just going around with friends and this kind of stuff. So I think that the solution could be buying a sort of vintage camera bag, because I don't want these camera bags. They totally scream, I'm a photographer, especially I'm a Nikon photographer. I don't want that kind of stuff. Probably I will buy something like with a more like vintage vibe, so that it can fit better with my, I don't know, with my style, with my outfits, and something that doesn't scream I'm a photographer like this. Also because apart from being like a sort of joke, you become a target as well for people that know what these camera bags are made for, basically, and what they can have inside. Camera gear, lenses, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't want to become that kind of photographer. I don't want to become a target in general. And yeah, probably I will buy something like that. I'm searching for some bags on Amazon, and I don't know, guys, I will keep you posted. If I find a cool bag that I can use for my street photography days out, I will keep you posted. I will tell you guys. So yes, all these I mean, all this discussion, all this thing for nothing basically, because I didn't find a solution. I know that you were expecting a solution or something like that, but still I didn't find it. So guys, for now this is all I have, and I just hope that you enjoyed this little chat about camera gear, street photography, sizes and stuff. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye guys.